The first 2 decades were mostly about the two ticketing applications on the passenger reservation system and later the unreserved. And the last 2 decades, there is no function in the railway which is not digitized. In fact, I can confidently tell you that amongst any organizations of the government, there cannot be any other organization which fully digitized in all its functions. And we look at our IT applications from different categories like any other organization. We look at from all the business applications, the operations applications, the asset management. For us, asset management comes into the track, signal, traction, coach, wagon, locomotive, the entire asset cycle management from induction, repair and maintenance cycles through to the capacity expansion and development, finance, HR and procurement. We almost earn 3.5 lakh crore and spend almost 3.2 lakh crore, and almost the section is on 100% digitization. So section is on 100% digitization. So this is an arm, IT arm of Indian Railways. In fact, your ticketing system handles almost, around 30,000 users peak per minute, especially during Tatkal. So it has been a continuous upgradation in the journey for the last 40 years, even your ticketing system. You look at when we started with 4 regional PRS data centers at Chennai, Mumbai, Calcutta, totally disconnected. Tickets could be taken only from a region, within a region. Then we started full redundant networking with full-fledged networking of all the data centers, anywhere to anywhere. Ticketing started. Somewhere around 2000, we started internet web inquiry. Then on top of that came PNR inquiries. And then later, we went into full-fledged web ticketing, and 2014 onwards, we have been on a total internet base. So it has been quite a journey. So CRIS as an organization, we are structured with around 1,300 employees. We do not have an L&T, Wipro, TCS, anyone working for us. We do our own application development, which is for Indian Railways and sole arm. So we have been very good at software development. In terms of managing, as I mentioned, the entire design, development, maintenance and deployment of the applications. But now, and of course, Railway has been running on the applications of CRIS for many years, many decades, and it will continue to run for many more decades. But the last 4 or 5 years, with this AI coming in, we have always focused as an organization of Indian Railways in terms of what we want from our IT applications. One is to run our day-to-day operations. The second, it should assist us in meeting our medium and long-term planning requirements. So when AI came, we just didn't budge from that goal, in terms of taking all these 8 categories of applications which serve the Indian Railways. There are certain KPIs for us as far as Indian Railway requires. For example, on the business applications of passenger reservation, freight operations, it is all about growth, market share and service levels. And when we talk about service levels, various dimensions. Railway has a very structured way of looking at how it caters its application, not only from the development, but what data can do to cater to these KPIs. So in operational efficiency, it is about how do you use the same assets and bring the better application in terms of just tell me when I'm 2 minutes short of 10 minutes. Yeah. Then, so basically there are KPIs. So when AI came in, we also wanted to exactly see what AI can do in each of these KPIs. So we defined the use cases. For example, on the passenger reservation, if any of you are using Rail 1 application, you will find that there is a waitlist prediction. That was simple ML. We had 10 years data. It's a very simple thing to do. And it, as the opening speaker mentioned, it doesn't require any large-scale AI. It is simple traditional machine learning. Then we did something called crowd management at stations, which at any point of time we are able to tell you as to how many passengers are going to board and deboard, both reserved and unreserved. Reserved is not a problem because there's already a train fixed, and we have a national train inquiry system, which again is a CRIS mandate. Mapping this, we can find out how many reserved passengers board and deboard at every platform, at every station. Unreserved was a problem, so we did a bit of an estimation in terms, because we don't have the train fixed there. Then came our applications of Then came our applications of, say for freight. We took the entire GST data. One of the KPIs is to improve the freight market share. GST, after masking all the fields, they gave us from pin code, to pin code, HSN code, commodity, and the mode of transport and the value. Doing a simple BI was not a problem. So what we did here was we were very clear as to what skills we have as an organization, what we don't have. So we collaborated with IIT Delhi and gave them one of the 5 most toughest problems for them to solve by entering into an MOU. And they have been working with us for the last 24 hours, wherein using this GST data, they're able to tell us as to using clustering and all where aggregation centers can come. Similarly, on the controller side, wherever the brain of the section controller, similar to what air traffic control does to airlines, railway runs based on control organizations. So all the factors where the brain goes, what should I do with my locomotive once a freight train reaches a destination, when the freight train would be released, where should the MT be taken for the next demand, where will I get my locomotive from, when should I start my train. All these are now being done. Simultaneously, we equipped ourselves. Around 350 of my engineers have been trained in IIT for almost 60 hours in different areas of AI, ML, cyber security, computer vision, basic OR, large-scale optimization. And I can clearly say over the last 3 years, we've built up the capabilities that are required. And we are handling almost around 36 use cases in different functions. Again came the platform. What platform do we use? One is, because India doesn't have its indigenous platforms, so we procured a platform using Databricks as a DL MLOps platform and Microsoft Azure. Issues of security were addressed through a very strict control of how the data travels. We used our own keys, both when the model is being trained as well as when the model is being taken out as well. So what we followed was, once the model is ready, we take it out, put it on an in-premise cloud, and then deploy it in production, and then thereafter, whenever required, we take it back. So the last aspect is perhaps on the security front. On the security, one is all our applications. We have around 253 applications which we run for Indian Railways. We have subjected our passenger reservation system, our core operation systems to Certain. Certain is a government organization in the cyber security and the Ministry of Electronics, wherein using all the latest AI LLMs, using Mythos, they keep giving us reports as to how we address. And so I think we are more or less trying to cover the basis in terms of how to leverage on AI. And I'm sure in the coming days we will be even better in terms of taking and making in terms of delivering on the KPIs which the railway expects of us in various areas. Thank you very much.
Now it's my honor to invite Dr. Subhi Chaturvedi, Global SVP, Chief Corporate Affairs and Public Policy Officer in MOBI.
Thank you so much, GVL sir, for sharing with us the remarkable machinery behind the Indian Railways. Please give him a huge round of applause. None of our childhoods, our memories are ever going to be complete without a train ride. We all remember, and it's not just nostalgia. For me, railway stations were absolutely fascinating, and what a brilliant way in making sure that you bring to life the topic of the day. When it comes to technology, I've been a practitioner. My background is in liberal arts. I studied anthropology, psychology, history, commerce. I wanted to understand why certain civilizations work and other civilizations fail. There is no better city where Fahim could have placed this discussion. The people on the dais are people who are making things happen for citizens, and these are millions and millions of citizens who are benefiting. So a very, very good morning to all of you. Andaraki, Namaskara Hyderabad, and Adab and Salam. Thank you for being this amazingly warm, loving city. When we landed, sir, from the airport, We saw about 1,000 variations of biryani, and we saw Zafrani and Irani chai. And the person who brought us here said, we can have biryani for breakfast, we can have it for lunch, we can have it for dinner, and if you told us at midnight, we would still have scope for some. And that is how I want to see AI flourish in our country. There are variations, and every mother in every kitchen makes their own spices and gives it a very unique flavor. India's AI journey, therefore, is not going to be homogeneous. It's not going to be a one-size-fits-all. It's never going to be what Europe did. We are such a unique country with culture diversity. If you just look at Hyderabad alone, it has embraced so many languages, so many cultures, and it takes everything in stride. Karne ka, hone ka, and that is what Hyderabad makes things happen. And this is why locating this conversation here, you've heard from some of the experts. I'll tell you where I come from. My company is called InMobi. InMobi is India's first unicorn. It's the pride and joy of this country. Whenever you look for examples where we look at global successes in technology, don't look too far. InMobi became a unicorn in 2011 before the term was fashionable. It was founded by boys from IIT Kanpur. They grew up on campus. Naveen Tiwari, our founder's grandmother, was the first ever lady in any IIT to be a professor as a woman. She was also the first ever professor of mathematics across any IITs. And campuses in India are therefore giving us innovation which is world class. We're so happy to share with you that in 2021, just in 2 years, we became a second unicorn. So every time you see an Android phone, you will see a glance. By the press of a power button, it's not an app, it comes bundled with the Android, and we're able to connect with over 550 million people. That's 55 crore people across the country, across multiple geographies, where we bridge the divide between citizens and citizen-centric services. So we work very closely with the PM Surya Ghar Yojana, we worked on deepening democracy, and the intent, as some of my colleagues have said today, is to make sure that this black box that surrounds technologies like AI, that gets bridged and you're able to truly see impact in people's lives. I couldn't have asked for a better person to be our chief guest here today. This is a man who's lived by example. Sir, Mr. Sridhar Babu is somebody who we have deeply admired. We have learned from his journey, a journey of personal sacrifice, where as a practicing lawyer, somebody who went to Delhi University and then pursued law, had a thriving practice, and then decided after this supreme sacrifice that any family could have offered, please give him a huge round of applause. And this is where we couldn't have picked for a better person, because he understands what IT services can do. To his credit, what he's done is he's put data at the heart of the problem statement. The initiatives that you're seeing here are building on the successes of how the joint state had been. He's been holding portfolios in both the combined state as well as now what we know as Telangana. And this is where the learning of experience comes through. So when you look at AI, we have to understand AI is compute, AI is data, and data is at the core of everything that India is going to build. So the more services come online, Raviji is here, he talked about Me Seva, and this is remarkable because over 150 services which give services and connections with the government are connected on a single platform. Each time that citizens access these services, so my own PhD is from the IIT Delhi, and it looked at a unique model which wanted to democratize the public sphere. We studied the Ministry of Railways and the Ministry of External Affairs. Imagine you're stuck in a foreign country and you need help. Normal processes would take months at an end. Papers would move, you wouldn't know who to write to, and that is why the speed of governance is something which we fixed here in this state at the first level possible. So as private sector, it gives me a lot of joy when you see responsive governance, when you see government officials work like CEOs of a state, where they put problem statements and citizens at the heart of these challenges that the world is facing today. So if you look at how Hyderabad was created, you have Charminar, and you have pearls to pharma, you have science, you have some of the best educational institutions. The fourth pillar at the heart of AI and transformation is talent. And that is why we are uniquely positioned. So I taught for about 5 years in Delhi University. I was in the Lady Shriram College, and as somebody who worked extensively with students, I had the opportunity to come and visit Hyderabad in 2009. And that's when Hyderabad had taken off. We were building the high-tech city from a city that's designed and architected around the Charminar to the Hussain Sagar Lake in 1519. We thought of public infrastructure, public good and resources before the city was even established. Now we need to put intelligence, we need to put data systems, and we need to make sure we are not just creating pilots, we are putting the proof of the pudding where the rubber will truly meet the road. As industry, what we look for is openness, is responsiveness, is single points of contacts where, sir, we started out as a startup, and the advantage that startups bring to the table is disruption. So we've been the proverbial challenger brand. We had made sure that through Glance AI, which we launched last year, we became one of the largest consumer tech AI platforms across the world. We are now disrupting the marketplace model. We are connecting Indian brands to global continuums, audiences, and that is where the innovation comes in. So wherever there is innovation, law will always play catch up to policy. And when we look at policy, many times it gets interchanged with regulation. That's the difference between people who think tech first rather than they follow on or they try and embrace technology. If we look at constant conversations, so since the time you have come in, Deveshji is here. Incidentally, I have a Nixie story too. I was one of the first Indians on the United Nations Internet Governance Forum during Sri Ban Ki-moon's tenure when he was the United Nations Secretary General. This is where the role of government comes in. The conferences that decide thought leadership and rules, and these rules are not formulated in the global south. They're formulated in very expensive countries, in Vilnius, in Geneva, in Baku. The government may get in the room, but for private sector, small businesses, MSMEs, where innovation can be truly transformational, it's very difficult to even part of these rooms and these conferences. Nixie, in a very forward-looking step, created a Nixie Fellowship, and they looked at young, promising professionals so that they could give them a part fellowship and they could be present in these rooms. Always remember, if you're not in the room, if you're not at the table, you're likely to be on the menu. We have to be in the room, and you've all done a great job by showing up here today. We have to be at the table. If you're not at the table, India today, and especially with progressive states like Telangana, are in a position to build our own tables. And that is where the true unlock will happen, where we are doing true thought leadership, where we are setting standards, where we are embracing initiatives like Bhashini, and where solutions are being created in local languages. So when we're looking at incremental transformational impact, it is our responsibility that along with Digital India, Saurabhji talked about DBT. I think it is truly remarkable. And earlier we used to hear, and I'm reminded of Rajiv Gandhiji's famous story where he said, out of 1 rupee, 25 paisa reaches the true beneficiary. He talked about ensuring that can we use technology as use cases to eliminate people who should not be on the list and to also ensure that there are no exclusions happening. These are real-time use cases. Each time that we create pools of data, and that's where I think a little more work is still required. We've done a great job by ensuring that our startups are academic institutions, which is where cutting edge innovation is happening, by giving them through the India AI mission GPUs at 280 rupees an hour. It is unheard of. Nobody else has been able to provide compute. We need to keep strengthening that, but with that comes not just data which is there in its raw form, but for any startup to be able to use it, we have to ensure we are creating plug and play APIs. So during one of my previous stints, and like I've studied many disciplines and I am a seeker of knowledge, we wanted to ensure that we're also learning across sectors, and our learning has to be, that's what the World Bank says, has to be sector agnostic. So the highest ranked skills are problem solving, they are critical thinking, they are interpersonal collaboration. So what we're proposing here today, sir, so that nobody gets left behind, our initiative which is called the AI Kaushal. We are saying that every single child from their school onwards, and especially the Kendriya Vidyalayas, the government schools, needs to adopt and understand AI very, very early so that it becomes second language to them. And second, we are saying that the current professionals, so that you're not faced with mass layoffs, so that you're not told one day when you wake up and you come to office, you receive a cold email saying that your job has been eliminated. There are jobs which are going to get transformed, where, you know, the number somewhere and it gets changed every single time you read a different report. It says about 70 million jobs are likely to get impacted, but 110 million new jobs are going to get created. We have to be ready. We have to make sure industry, academia, government work together hand in hand for an AI and for all emerging and frontier technologies which are going to be inclusive, they're going to be transparent. So in our world, we live by this adage. It's called sunlight is the best disinfectant. If you make sure the process is open, Kaushal program where we are looking for to collaborating with each one of you. It's a national mission that brings together students, educators, startups, entrepreneurs and volunteers, and we're just the facilitators. It is your mission. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now it's our privilege to invite Honorable Duddilla Sridhar Babu, Honorable Minister of Information Technology, Electronics and Communication Industries and Commerce and Legislative Affairs, Government of India. Please request Government of Telangana, sorry. May I request everyone to kindly welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Andariki Namaskaram, the day started well. Yeah. So very good morning to all. In fact, it's a quite pleasure to be amidst of between the technocrats and able administrators and all the players from different technology streams over here and the stakeholders for tomorrow's India. I would like to really congratulate Mr. Fahim Haq, who is the co-founder and the director alliances, Government Connect. A great initiative what they have literally started. And every year as the time goes by, they come up with a very, very challenging conclave, which makes everybody to give some suggestions, directions, and also see that, as said rightly by Dr. Subi Chutarvedi, is not only the governance, there should be the connect between the academia, industry, and the governance, which plays a major role in any transformation, not only in AI transformation. And in this process, when my Commissioner of Electronic Services Delivery, Mr. Ravi Kiran, who is a very proactive officer, who we literally, with his team, has done much of service to this government by literally giving services to the citizen at no cost, primarily. And I proudly would like to state that about 580 odd services, not 150, ma'am. It is about 580 services which we give the citizen services. Many without cost and few with a cost. Maybe 150 comes under. Yeah, through, and this is the state where we give the services on a platform called WhatsApp, where we use daily. And every citizen uses it, as you know. And I was very, very, keen, because the politician's job is to educate ourselves. My father used to say, if anybody would like to become politician, should have, the sustenance level to become a student every day. So learning is a process for a politician. So when I heard, Dr. Devesh ji, Satya Kumar ji, and when they're speaking with their immense experience in the knowledge in the fields, it's quite educative. And it's absolutely what they have done for this country and what they have done for each and every citizen in their own disciplines. Absolutely, many would like to know. As rightly said by Satya Kumar ji regarding Center for Railway Information Systems, and rightly put forward by Dr. Subi, this, I don't know about this generation, but our generation definitely said, it's a nostalgia when we travel in the railways all the time. And many, people who have come from different fields, who have a rich administrative experience over here, from Government of India, as well as from different states, from 15 states, who are participating here in this discussion, AI Transformation Conclave, which not only gives directions and suggestions, and also paves way and sets an agenda for tomorrow's India. And this is where we try to put it across. And how do we really do this? Past 2022, when technology has taken a different turn, absolutely it was taking a different turn. And everybody knows about artificial intelligence way back from 2007, 8, 9, 10. But technology was not absorbing. It was not embracing AI. And technology partners was not embracing AI to the core. In 2022, the turn of events have literally made us to think how AI will have an impact not only to the technology partners, not only to all industry partners, not only to the partners of the governance, as it will have an impact to each and every citizen. It is disrupting. And AI, as said by the leaders on the days, and in fact, when Tiwari ji was speaking of direct benefit transfer, and India with, largest population country, how it has taken the advantage of technology and how the digital payments are the highest in the world. In fact, that clearly reflects how we are embracing the technology. Not only we, the educated class or, technology savvy people over here, but a farmer right down in my village uses the technology, uses the DBT. That is a great advantage, and that is the mindset of a citizen of this country, and we have to appreciate. They are all ready to embrace the technology which will enhance the quality of life for themselves and also the quality of life for the society altogether. So this is where the technology becomes an important. And these conclaves in times to come will show a path and a way for the citizen who is unpad, who is literally illiterate or uneducated, and who wants to see a change in their life patterns and to be more productive. That is where the technology has to come. And when this AI transformation conclave is happening today, our main theme as a policy maker here, any new invention or any new discovery or any technological advancement, we only aim at how do we democratize. This is only our aim and ambition, and absolutely this is our goal. If we don't democratize it and if we contain it to a couple of shelves, we don't see any development. That's my belief. And that is where, this sort of conferences and conclaves will help us to move. And in fact, in last 30 months, we have seen our government administration not in a more traditional way. Even I am there, or many secretaries who will be there during their stint of the service till they get retirement. But, our chief minister and ourselves have thought, it may be the 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years, 20 years down the lane where we will be in the policy making, or the administration, the officials who would be doing the great service implementation for the citizens. We have to be responsive. We have to be accountable. And how do we embrace the technology to become more responsive, more accountable, was the agenda before us, and we've been continuously striving for the past 30 months to transform the government administration. And from paper-based processes to a truly digital and data-driven ecosystem, we have embarked about some flagship digital initiatives. And we have accelerated Telangana's journey from traditional governance to digital fast administration. And we have seen how different government departments can collaborate. And through this collaboration, how they can deliver the public services. We have significantly improved our citizen services, especially the tele-density, by 110%, standing one of the top states in the country. And in terms of operations, digital operations and citizen services like G2G to G2C, governance ecosystem, And our state is joined, in the stream where we would like to literally mention that when the data-driven decision making has to happen, we made our cabinet digital cabinet right now, where real-time monitoring and seamless interdepartmental coordination takes place in much seamless way. And very soon we would like to roll out the digital assembly and digital council to have more productive, transparent and secure sessions. As a legislative minister, I am trying to put this initiative at a very near go. As this is the only state I would like to, because all the people who are into technology, who would like to embrace AI into their streams and the verticals of their own professions and own verticals. This is the only state where we launch Telangana Government Data Exchange. An open data platform, first in the country for secure sharing of government data share to accelerate AI innovation, research and evidence-based policy making. And this has helped many startups in healthcare to avail the data which is available on open source. And this is the only state which we launched this Telangana Government Data Exchange. We promoted paperless governance, and we are trying to see that the digital office project is in the seamless way in each and every office of our government. And we have privileged our performance through AI, cloud computing, digital analytics, and many platforms to improve our governance efficiency and citizen experience. I use my enterprise real-time government dashboard seamlessly, connected with 20 plus departments. That makes my job very easy to really monitor and supervise and execute at a fast speed. We have transformed citizen engagement by taking government services from physical counters to the digital first platforms. And that is through Meet Seva's digital governance platform, strongly built, as said by my colleague on the platform, Mr. Ravi Kiran, on WhatsApp, as a one-click channel enabling millions of citizens to access public services. And I would like to share a few other things where, your thinking and sharing of expertise as the delegates will help in times to come. And, here what we have done is about 500 plus, 580 utility services are delivered through a single unified platform spanning certificates, licenses, registrations, payment and citizen entitlements. Our innovative services recently launched, like Meet Ticket. One can book click away on our WhatsApp to visit parks, museums, art galleries, and on a significant adoption by lack of a citizen within a few months. While we are digitalizing, to all the services to create some value and also benefit our citizens, and as rightly said by the speakers earlier, we need a strong need for security. And we are also investing high on the secure citizens' data in this regard. And we are also trying to literally educate the partners who are in the digital arena what is the security and how it is meant by. And in fact, it's not only the Me Seva services what we do over here. While you come from the outer ring road, see the new Hyderabad or the new Telangana, which we started laying foundation 3 decades back. It's not about the physical infrastructure what I speak about today. It's about the digital infrastructure, what we have been building over a period of this 20 long years. If you see, along with the Me Seva, the director who is on the days, who is doing the great service, we have Section 8 companies where we have incorporated, and Section 8 companies' heads work as the CEOs of a private organizations. Their work schedule and the targets are defined, and the guys who are working for all the departments over there are in a competition with a private organization. And this is how we have proved ourselves in terms of the T-fiber, wherein, we laid the fiber, optical fiber network connectivity to the remotest part of our state. And any guy, any citizen of this state can avail the net connectivity sitting back at their houses from a rural village. That is a strong foundation. I mean to say, you need to have a fiber to have a connectivity that we have already laid. Not only in Hyderabad, we have the fiber connectivity in remotest part of our villages. And we try to connect that village with equal talent. And what we do is, we do with the commitment, how do we deliver the governance to all these people. We have that, the Asia's biggest incubation center, that is T-Hub. We have for the women, V-Hub. We have a skilling platform like a task. And all this, we would like to demonstrate to the world that technology can improve governance and the people's life. Our state vision is not merely, imbibing or ascribing or to take the notion of the digital government, but we would like to literally see ourselves as intelligent government. Our journey has evolved from the e-governance now to the digital governance, and today, as this conclave, the main theme goes, we are entering into an era of AI-enabled governance. And AI is the next public infrastructure what everybody is trying to create. AI is becoming as transformative as we create the physical infrastructure like roads, electricity, and the fiber like the net. AI will influence all sectors of governance, all sectors of industry, all modes of our policy making, which will ultimately benefit the citizen. And government, as I was just mentioning, we would like to be the responsible, and we would like to be accountable governance with AI adoption, while also ensuring trust, transparency, and inclusiveness. And our vision of AI, and that will be powered. Our citizen services will be AI powered. And we have started great initiative in terms of agriculture, AI for agriculture. Giving large, use cases through the data exchange platform. Many, incubation or incubators or the startups are using the data from TGTechs, and we are making them adopt AI in healthcare. And as you have just unveiled AI Kaushal program, we are also trying to build an AI-enabled education and smart policing and cyber resilience, future-ready digital infrastructure. And absolutely, while I was talking about the democratizing the AI or the new technologies, and we'll also think, as a policy maker, I have to think about how ethical and how responsible we are. And artificial intelligence, as everybody knows, must augment human intelligence. And I see it cannot replace human compassion in governance. That is a, very, very, candid statement I can make. In governance, definitely you need compassion. So that won't be there absolutely in terms of the technology. This is artificial intelligence. And we are on the path or imbibing to make our Hyderabad as India's AI capital. And we have many global capability centers. And I would like to mention here where we are the back offices from early 2000, when we embarked upon software technology parks in 1992, when many big multinational companies have put their back offices over here. As the time has gone by, very proactive policies, maybe by us, which we started the computer era. Later, different governments have come. We didn't stop there. No matter what, we differed in political ideologies, but we showed to the people and we showed to the world, the policies which are very productive, which are very progressive, will never stop with the change in our governance. So that's how we could able to see many global capability centers which have come here. And I'm proud to say that over the past 1 year, with our proactive government over here, with the infrastructure and the greatest talent pool here in the city of Hyderabad, we could able to rope in 70 global capability center within a year, and this year we are having a target of bringing 100 global capability centers over here. And I couldn't limit myself of making a back offices over here, but I just want to see that this global capability center should become the global value centers over here, where we create value from this part of India, that is Telangana and Hyderabad, and showcase to the world that we create products here and we market elsewhere. And we would like to uniquely position, because we have started our AI innovation hub, and in this process of thinking, where we try to create in tomorrow, in a year's time, when you put Mr. Haq will come up with a new idea, when new technologies come, and maybe in a year or 2 years, when everybody in the world will be speaking about the quantum. And when you take this subject of quantum, we would be the leaders in the quantum, and not only on the words, but on action, where we are trying to put it. In a couple of days from now, we are going to announce a big collaboration in terms of the quantum computing. So why, these discussions for the day, where you would like to do it, all the eminent people who are sitting over here, try to emphasize on the government, industry, academia, the startups, the research institutions. Basically, what I believe is government can't build, AI in isolation. And we believe it, that industry, the technology partners, the technocrats has to come, and it has to be done only through collaboration. And hopefully the part of the responsible AI, the discussion for day long, hopefully it will be on the data privacy, on the cyber security, on the ethics, and how inclusive will it be, and ultimately, the skill available right now over here, or right now anywhere in this part of the country, how they can reskill and upskill their skill strength and make themselves AI ready. And I believe that AI should benefit every citizen irrespective of geography and absolutely your economic background. And, we are doing a lot on the skilling capacities. Whether it may be an AI, whether it may be on the shop floor, things which are primarily focused for the manufacturing, or whether it may be absolutely the service sector, the manufacturing sector, or ITES sector. Our keen initiatives, like we have come up with exclusive government university that is called Young India Skills University, which is first ever, which is headed by the industry captain by Mahindras, which he is collaborating with our government, and industry partners are only trying to shape that university to become and make, the skill available to the industry partners what they need. And we would like to literally see, please share the best practices. And in times to come, where you will be having in your discussion, how do we build partnership? How do we learn from each other? How do we scale AI solutions for our governance? It may be for the national governance, or it may be to a different, governments in different states. And we would be more willing to, literally receive your suggestions, your best practices, and try to build on it. And on the days when the eminent speakers was just mentioning the point, I could able to notice India has shown the world how the digital infrastructure can transform a nation. And, we can't put a full stop over there. The next chapter is how the intelligent public infrastructure, powered by the AI intelligence, will be partnering with the governments, with the industry and the innovators, and ensures that the AI serves every citizen. What I've been mentioning a couple of times, the responsibility, transparency, and purpose. And, I would like to mention that let us not mention or discuss the future of AI today. Let us build together the future of AI-powered governance for India. And in fact, it is a quite interesting topic now. Now from here, I'm moving to a different meeting wherein the plastic industry, which they are also discussing how AI can make their products in a better way. So in each and every talk, in each and every conversation, in each and every intellectual talk, or in the normal process thinking, AI has become a debate, AI has become a word, a synonym in their process of living. So I would like to really thank Mr. Fahim Haq and all his partners and my friend Mr. Ravi Kiran, who have called me over here to literally share my ideas, to literally know a few things from the eminent people from here. I wish this conclave a great success. We'll try to derive some meaningful dialogues and discussions and trying to enrich not only my state, our country, to make it, the first AI transformative nation in the global world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, sir, for such an insightful speech and sharing the vision, AI vision of Telangana. I'd like to call upon Mr. Raman Mishra, my colleague, to come on stage, and I'd like him to felicitate all our eminent speakers and the Honorable Minister. Can I have the mementos, please? We'll start with our chief guest, Honorable Minister, sir. Our host partner, Ravi Kiran, sir. Dr. Subi Chaturvedi. GVL Satya, sir. So I hope today most of the people must have known what Chris is. Devesh Tyagi, sir. Saurav Tiwari, sir. And last but not least, Amit sir from Deloitte, who are the knowledge partner for our events, and they have been of tremendous support in framing the agenda, in bringing in the speakers. Thank you so much, Amit ji. I'll request for a group photograph. I'll request everyone to please be seated, and I'd like to call upon Mr. Priyansh Singh, Deputy General Manager from Samsung Electronics. We have got some two great presentations. One is by Samsung and the other is by PeopleLink. And I would request everyone to be please seated, and we'll continue with this session.
Audio भी. Color mic है? Hello.
Good morning, everyone. Such a pleasure to be here. It's always great to come to Hyderabad. You might be wondering what Samsung is doing in AI Conclave. There is no house who has not used a Samsung product, but there is some people might be thinking that what Samsung can do in the AI world or as far as the government is concerned. So my next 10 minutes, I will just take you through a few points where we will showcase how Samsung is helping government, bringing smart governance and using AI to improve the governance for the country. So my name is Priyansh and I am from Samsung. And to start with my presentation,